What's up, y'all? The reviewer is here, and I'm back to give y'all this album review of the Headbussaz. That's how it happened to him. This is a 666 Mafia and Fiend entertainment. Y'all will be amazed that I found this album. I got lucky like a mug, man. Like real talk. I hurry up caught this thing before some people found out about it, and this is the real deal. No bootleg and all that good stuff. Y'all should know who Fiend is. Fiend was part of No Limit Records with Master P them boys. Be on the lookout for that. There's one in every family album that I'm going to review. I'm definitely copping that CD, man. And y'all know who DJ Paul and Juicy J is if y'all seen my other reviews. Alright? But this album right here went under the radar, man, because there was no promotion, there was no radio play really. There probably was some in some cities, but it wasn't out there like that. You know what I'm saying? And I remember a long time ago in a Jet magazine, I saw this album like on the top sales, and I'm like, what? They came out with an album I didn't know about it? So this was like a long time ago. Matter of fact, I think this was when it first came out, and I went and got it. All right. So anyway, the productions for this album were DJ Paul, Juicy J, and Fiend. And I believe it may have been some other people. In case y'all think I'm always saying, I told you I don't support bootlegs, but this is DJ Paul, Juicy J, Fiend, and then when you look on the back, you got the tracks right here, if you can see it, and all that other stuff. And then they had the albums that was already in the stores. Sorry for the light, y'all. And the Unbreakables was already out and all that stuff. Well, I think it was coming out, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, with that being said, now the features were Crunchy Black, I believe, Project Pat. I think he only does the hook though. And I think that's it. So with that being said, let's go with the songs now. The first one is just an intro. It's about to happen to him. Then the next one is Where They Hang. This is a real tight track. And DJ Paul, Juicy J, Fiend is all on here. They come through with some nice verses. Fiend come through with a dope ass verse. This is a really tight track, man. Then the next one is You See We Po. This is a blazing cut right here, man. Project Pat is on the hook. I think the hook is from North Part 2 or whatnot. I can't remember. But this song featured Crunchy Black. This is probably one of my favorite tracks off of the album alone, man. It's a blazing ass cut. All of them came through with a dope verses. DJ Paul come through with the hardest verse that I heard him flow in a minute, man, for real. Then the next one is Headbussaz. This is another tight ass track from the Headbussaz. Nice hook. Juicy J come through with a dope verse. DJ Paul come through with a tight verse. Fiend come through with a nice verse and finish it all off. This is a bumping ass beat. Then I'm gonna go down to That's How It Happened to Him. This is another tight ass track, man, for real, man. Then Fiend comes through with a dope verse. Then DJ Paul comes through with a nice verse as well. And then Juicy J came through with one of the hardest verses that I ever heard him spit, man. Again, this is another must peep if you haven't heard this song yet. Get the F Out My Face. This was considered, in quote, single for the album. I think it was played on the radio a few times, but this song is tight, man. It's a nice little sample in the background, kind of like old schoolish. They all come through with some dope verses. DJ Paul come through with a dope ass verse. This is another one of my favorite tracks off of this album. Then Smoke If You Got It. This is another tight ass cut from the Headbussaz. This is the song pretty much explains everything. If you got some weed and stuff like that, this is the perfect song to blaze to. You know what I'm saying? All of them came with some dope verses. Juicy J come through with a tight ass verse. I mean, that verse is on point. I used to love rewinding his verse back and forth to, you know what I'm saying, to check it out. Rough as Niggas Out is a real tight track, man. I think Fiend did the production on here. If not, you know, someone correct me. But Fiend comes through with the hook, and Juicy J comes through with a dope ass verse, man. for real, I'm really feeling that verse, man. And then DJ Paul come through with a nice verse. Fiend did the thing on there. The next one I'm gonna go down to Gonna Be Some Shit. This is a real tight cut, man. I know some people may not like it, but I'm really feeling this song right here, man. It's kind of like the hook, they're giving shouts out to the cities and all that stuff, and then all them come through with some good verses. DJ Paul, and I'm really feeling that verse here. It's a nice little beat to add too. I think they sampled from a band, if I'm not mistaken. Then you have the screw version of You See We Pole. This, like I said, this was a really tight cut, and the screw version is even better, you know what I'm saying? But it's a nice way to end off the album, and then the last track is just up and coming albums and stuff like that. Pretty much to rate this album right here, out of a 10, I would give this an 8.5 to a 9. And like I said, this album right here really went under the radar. Like, I still don't think to this day a lot of people know about this album, especially the 3 6 Mafia fans, or at least some of them. You know, 3 6 Mafia fans, I say some of them know them for When the Smoke Clears, Most Known Unknowns, or even Last to Walk. But this album right here is like probably one of my personal favorites from them. You know what I'm saying? And it would be amazing if they come out with another Headbussaz album, man. Like, because they did an awesome job with the beats. And to me personally, I think DJ Paul was like one of the best that flow hard on this album. Not saying that nobody else didn't do it, but he really outshined himself with the verses. If you're a 3 6 Mafia fan, I highly recommend this album. If you're a Fiend fan, pick this thing up if you can find it, because I heard that the price range is kind of up there, and like I told y'all, I got pretty lucky. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, that's it. Shout out to the whole Headbussaz for coming out with a dope album. Shouts out to all the features, and that's it. Much love to the real folks, and I'll be on here back with another review. All right, peace out.